book of 2nd Edges, chapter 15, verse 20 through 23. And it reads, Behold, saith Yahweh wa Yahweh Shai, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanians, to turn themselves one against another, and repay the things that they have done to them. Verse 21, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom. Thus saith the Lord power, my right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. The fire is gone forth from his wrath, and hath consumed the foundations of the earth, and the sinners like the straw that is kindled. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Call her Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Harakakodash. And double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and blessings, and much salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect who continue to push this doctrine throughout the whole entire earth, wherever they are scattered in these last days. Shabbat Shalom, Akim Shabbat Shalom. So by the time you brothers see this video, the Shabbat may be winding down, but it's still up and running right now. Okay? The Lord is bringing these plagues up on the earth. It shall consume the foundations thereof. Okay? One of these plagues is fire. Today's day is May 5th, 2023. The whole, not Cinco de Mayo. No, it's not Cinco de Mayo. May 5th is not Cinco de Mayo. No. It's the hopeful year of our deliverance, judgment upon Esau, Edom, and death and destruction throughout all the entire earth. As I just read in these scriptures, like I said, one of these plagues will be fire. That's the ultimate plague. To keep it all the way real. And the entitlement of the video will be Jerusalem is on fire. No matter how much they try to contain this fire, or is a 80% contained, or 70%, whatever percentage it is contained, it does not matter. It has happened, and there will be more to come. Oh, let me get that. There will be more fire to come. This is only the beginning. The Bible says in the same Apocrypha, the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death. I'm going to get an article to tie into it. But this is the book of Luke. Luke chapter 12. And verse 49. I am come. Yahweh Shai speaking. I am come to send fire on the earth. And what will I if it be already kindled? These things are just the beginning of, the tribulation, the great tribulation period, man. Which will be a season. Not 7 years like the Christian church preaches. No. This period of time will be unlike any other that mankind has ever faced. Okay? Thought I had my Zonder's Bible Dictionary over here. I could have got that the Great Tribulation word for you. But yes, Jerusalem, all right, is on fire. The capital of Israel is on fire. It's infested with all kind of homosexuality, abominable things. Okay? Matter of fact, let me get that to tie into what I just said. The book of Joel. Let's get the book of Joel real quick. All right, I'm overly excited to get it. All right. Real quick. All right. Yeah. The book of Joel, chapter 3, and verse, we'll get 1. It says, for behold, in those days and in that time, we're here now, that time, because we always go into it about how the Lord deals with time. Prophecy is all about time. That's it, man. It's all about time. It's a time and place. It's in Ecclesiastes. It's a time and place for everything. The time of war. The time for Jerusalem be set on fire. got wildfires all over the world. Australia was burned to a crisp back in 2019 and 2020. What they say? System outage affecting card payments, not a cyber attack. See, that's a plague that's happening all over. Blackouts and everything like this, worldwide, global events. Going through my phone recently, about 2 hours ago, deleting a lot of, videos, creating storage, to get room, because I see an iOS update is scheduled for tonight. So I have to create space on the phone to get the update. All right, so you remove videos to get the space. So by doing that, I ran across a video, and it had, certain areas that I've already had these things happen to them, man. California being lit. You see, the Lord does these things through Esau, Edom, because power has been given to him to do so, to destroy these places, to get his enterprise up and running and rolling, and the Lord brings in the fire to take his ass out of power. The same weapon that he's been blessed with, the sword, which ultimately is the nuclear weapon, beginning with the Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the hydrogen bomb, okay? The splitting of atoms, the atomic bomb. That's when they saw fire come down from heaven according to the 13th chapter of Revelation. Now the technology has been increased according to Daniel 12:4, that the nations have the power to produce a nuclear weapon. But the Lord gonna bring other means of fires before he returns. The ultimate one is nuclear. Gonna have wildfires, then it's gonna go to nuclear. Got civil war in between all of those things through protests, and they want Netanyahu out of there. Okay? These citizens over there in Babylon the Great, these citizens over there in the Israeli parliament, they want Netanyahu out of office because of the war crimes. Then the Lord gonna come with nuclear fire, and then the chariots come with the so-called world deems UFOs or UAPs. The Lord gonna come with that. We can further prove that in the Bible. Salaki, Joel chapter 3, I'm going to get to article 2. And verse 1, for behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Yahweh-Shaphat and will plead with them there for my people. Yeah, because I just read it, second area of the 15th chapter. Like as they have yet done this day until my chosen, and they're still doing it right now, because these Amalekites, they did what? Funded and profited off the transatlantic slave trade. Prince Harry of Britain, he said this, we're still to this day getting money off of the transatlantic slave trade. Watch this. It says, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. So through that profiting that these Amalekites, these Idumeans have done, they've done what? Had the power through money. It takes money to do. Ship them over here, ship them over there. Scatter them all among all nations, like the elder in Chicago says all the time. All right, they're what? The confusion of faces, or the speckled birds. Okay, these kites who may look like Edomites are actually Jacob. Test the spirit by the spirit. You know them by the way they talk, the way they dress. May have different, we got a different dialects and dialogues, and that speech, from being in these other nations. Okay, you know them by the way they dress. You know them by the way they dance, the food that they eat. That's how you can tell. All right, and as also it says in the latter part of this passage, it says they have parted my land. Now they're coming to this so-called agreement. Trump is in office, and you're not going to be a president if you're not fully backing the Israelis. No president throughout the course of history will be in office if they are not backing those gutter rats over there in the land, because they run everything. The Israelis, they run it all. Period. Okay? Job 9:24. They run everything. Won't be in office. Now they're scheduled, because the Bible speaks about what? Peace and safety. All right? Peace and safety. When that happens, sudden destruction. They've been pushing this peace process for a few years now. And the Lord is just bringing destruction. And one of these things is what? Wildfires. Matter of fact, it's been nothing but chaos since these Idumeans have been in the land. Get another precept to back that up. Nothing but chaos, man. Nothing but a war-torn city, man, state. Why the hell is it called in Israeli the state of Israel instead of the nation of Israel? What the hell is the state of Israel? Created by the Rothschild. Jacob Rothschild did an interview saying, yes, we did create the state of Israel. They did it. Now they say they want to part the land, give it to the Palestinians and the Israelis when it does not belong to neither one of you. What they call a two-state solution. This is from the Independent. Article from the Independent. Get it back real quick. You can go look at that. All right, from the Independent. Okay. It says Israel wildfires mapped. Netanyahu declares national emergency as record blaze near Jerusalem. Fire is being whipped up by strong winds and hot, dry weather. Because this thing been happening all. That's why I read earlier in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. Let me get it again. It says, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also in recompense in their bosom. And it ties right into Joel the 3rd chapter. For the Lord, for us being the Lord's chosen, getting our ass handed to us by the so-called white man and other heathen nations, the Lord gonna bring all them nations together and judge them for what they have done to the apple of his eye. Speaking of fire, the Lord been putting fire on our ass, particularly the men of the Lord, but the whole nation as a whole of Israel. The curses. All right? It says the fire is going forth from his wrath. Keep the video up. Go ahead, the article up. The fire is going forth from his wrath and have consumed the foundations of the earth and the sinners like the straw that is kindled. It says, as Israel grappled with one of the largest wildfires ever in the country this week, and the blaze barreled toward Jerusalem, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu declared a national emergency. The panic button. They're just not going over there in Cali or Australia. I remember Australia was burned to a crisp. Over with. The Lord does these things, and he's using Esau ultimately to crush the earth, and then he's going to do what? In the midst of it, set up his 15-minute cities, his new world order. That way the Lord can bring fire upon him to take his ass out of power. So the same sword that he's been blessed with will be the same thing that takes him out of power. Yeah. Because it says in the there was the 13th chapter of Revelation about he making fire come down from heaven through the atomic bomb, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. A lot of people died in that time. But how much more in this time, with the Daniel 12:4 coming in prophecy into play, with the knowledge being increased that goes from an atomic bomb, hydrogen bomb, to a thermonuclear weapon. The blaze erupted in the hills. Look at this. While I'm reading this, look. It's an actual video is being played. All right, of Donald J. Nero Trump. Okay. It says the blaze erupted in the hills west of Jerusalem on last Wednesday, starting in the Eshtal Foster near Mazalet Zion and rapidly spreading due to high temperatures low humidity and strong winds. These are the plagues that the Lord is sending upon the whole earth. Isaiah, let me get that, man. Let's get that real quick. The book of Isaiah, chapter 29, and verse 6, that is. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. The Lord is blazing that place. Okay? How can it be a holy? It's a holy land, but with all this, with all this chaos going on over there. Come on, man. When the real Israelites get back to the land, there will be peace, and we're gonna have the power to create these type of things. All right, to make hailstorms. What I just read in Isaiah 29 and 6, on a higher frequency level that you can't even imagine. You're gonna do those things. The Lord is sending these plagues, man. They're gonna consume the foundations of the earth, and what the ultimate earth will be done away with? No, certain parts will. Matter of fact, Israel Jerusalem will be already set on fire. The whole earth. It's going to be fires everywhere. Jerusalem is going to be set on fire. Then the Lord is going to allow the Persians to nuke that land. That's in Ezekiel 38 and 39. Okay? Get another precept, and I'm going to wrap this thing up. All right? Get a little bit more of the article and get this last precept. All right? Ezekiel 36 chapter. We'll hold it there. Okay? Yes, Jerusalem is on fire. Breaking news. People are like, what the hell going on? Yes. All right? It's time. It's all about time. It's the time. It's time for this man to go down. Trump signed executive orders for martial law. Earthquakes in diverse places. We're prepping, down here in the Gulf South for a horrific hurricane season, Lord willing. Now they're talking about 8 to 12 inches of rain just this week alone. Massive flooding. Because his word is going out, man. All right, let me read a little bit more of the article to tie it in. All right. It says, this is perhaps the largest fire ever in the country. Jerusalem District Fire Department Commander Shmulik Friedman told reporters, maybe a kite, maybe a G. So like told reporters on Wednesday afternoon, real quick. Firefighters have since contained most of the major hotspots, said the Jewish National Fund, which manages forests in the country. Through firefighting efforts continue to address remaining hotspots. Look, they got the little map of the locations of the wildfires. Let me click on it and see. Yeah, Israeli wildfires map. All right, they're all over. All right. Yeah, don't go to they're gonna go to, I knew that was gonna happen. They're gonna go to Google. I don't want to look at all that. All right, it doesn't matter where it's all over. As long as prophecy is happening. Don't give a damn if it's in Tel Aviv, all those other areas over there, the Western Wall. It doesn't matter. It's happening. All right, it has happened, and there's more to come. Ezekiel 36 and verse 5. Okay. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord of power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession. Man, you got some over there they call Rothschild's Boulevard. They've appointed streets and lands into their own name. That's in the book of Psalms. They shall call their lands after their own name. It states, which have appointed my land, back to Joel the 3rd chapter, which I read previously, my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. Prophesy there concerning the land of Israel, and say unto the mountains, and to the hills, to the rivers, and to the valleys, thus saith the Lord of power, behold, I have spoken in my jealousy and in my fury, because ye have borne the shame of the heathen. All right? So, Iran, they're on deck. Russia, they're on deck. They're going to obliterate this land. Gotta watch that video Elder Pastor Hart did today on why the United States is not helping Israel attack the Iranian nuclear facility, if I'm not mistaken. Gotta check that out. It'll tie right into this right here, man. Keep your eyes on the so-called Middle East, particularly over there in the land of Israel. All the major players are on the front line right now. But it's the Lord mustering the host of the battle, according to what I read in Joel the 3rd chapter, and it's also in Isaiah the 13th chapter. Okay? Putting the pieces in place. Matter of fact, he's putting the kings in place. What a beautiful time to be in this thing, man. So with that, I hope this video was very edifying. Jerusalem is on fire, and we, the men of the Lord, are on fire in prophecy. Particularly over here, Great Millstone. Giving all infinite honor and glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakapadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and blessings to the Lord's hopefully elect who continue to push this truth throughout the whole entire earth, wherever they are scattered in these last days. Abba Babal, Kwam Yashala, Shalom, Makiyam, Shalom.